always great to be playing on the last Sunday in May. You know, if you're still playing on the last Sunday in May, it's a great day, and it's been a great season. And then we put the exclamation point on it on that day with a resounding win over one of the best teams to ever play Division III that was assembled with the Tufts attack.
The main goal is always usually, win a national championship. That's a lot easier said than done, especially in this sport. But I think, really nothing changes. The fall and our conditioning and our lifting, it was all the same. It's just the constant, work hard, trust your teammates, have faith in one another. It's not a one-person show. So being able to rely on your teammates and having trust in them, I think, is just absolutely huge.
Riley Strub has moved from the second midfield, played a little in Canada this summer, vastly improved. Obviously, Jude Brown is, one of the best feeders I've ever coached and one of the best attackmen in the game at any level. And then, Joe Carrozza stepped up on the crease and he's really had a great fall and playing extremely well. Great finisher on the inside, a real true crease attackman. I mean, there's not a lot to say about the first line other than they scored like 9 or 10 goals in a championship game, and all 3 of them are back, and I think all 3 of them are much improved even from last year. But I'm even more excited about our second midfield line, with Charlie White being there, former first liner that can go in and play in the first line at any time, and Josh Sanchez returning yet again to give us experience, played in the World Games for Team Mexico. And then I'm really excited about Ty Keaton. He's lost a few pounds, he's best shape of his life, and is playing extremely well. So I think offensively, we're a tough out, for sure.
But the talent level with the first line midfield coming back, the second line midfield, still all the same guys. But like I said, the guys stepping up are going to be our key components this year.
On the defensive end, obviously returned Johnny DeFazio, first team All-American, one of the best defensemen in the game. And then adding Reagan McNamara from Towson, who had started for a few years there, great leadership, great player, actually coached his father 30 years ago here. He's been a great addition. And then Bryce Stevenson stepping up, who was our 4th or 5th guy last year as a freshman. He looks the part in every way of a top 10 Division I defenseman. And then the plethora of D-middies that are back are just, unbelievable, with Braden, All-American, Glushico returning, and the 2 freshmen much better, Mancha and Hoffman, and Young and McCalla. I mean, that's just a great group that's is really helping our defense fill the holes for some of those big seniors that graduated.
Everyone is doing their job just the same. There's not really, you have an individual role. Everyone's playing as a team, and we could play anywhere. I mean, you could put Bryce up, put Cole, you could put Jerry down low if we need to. I mean, you can put Reagan up there, you can put me up there, you can put anyone up there, and it doesn't matter because at the same time we're all playing the same level, and it's just the bond right there is unbelievable.
Returning Nick Ransom in cage. Nick's had a great fall, but we're real strong in the cage, all 4 goalies. ZJ's outstanding goalie, ready to go at any time. Matty Bax, bending around and the block before, and former conference championship goalie, MVP of that game a few years back. And then freshman Matt Sankowski is a tremendous stopper in the cage too. Blake Melanth is much improved at the face-off. I think that he's going to give us a lot more possessions this year than we had last year, especially in the bigger games, and I think he's going to be a threat to score. Jerry Stafford, last year as a freshman, had an outstanding year. He's much improved. He'll be our #1 long stick, and then if needed to go down and play low, he can play both positions. He looks really, really good out there too. Christian Pizzetta is definitely vast improved. He'll be in the mix of the long stick. Alex St. John, a new kid transferring from High Point, will be in the mix at long stick. So we have a little bit of depth there also.
I've been playing with the same guys for the past 2 to 3 years, so coming in, stepping in, it's really, well, as a captain, but as a person, really get to know the guys, understand what they like, what they don't like, so then we can have a better bond overall.
Probably 2 or 3 of the best teams in the country this year are in the South. Right in our own conference with CNU returning 9 or 10 5th and 6th year players, their entire starting offense basically back, and their best defenseman and then their goalie. Right in our own conference, but we have the 2nd best team in the country. And then Lynchburg is another team that has a tremendous amount of returners and 5th year players. returning with their whole first midfield line and a couple guys on the defensive end. And they're a really experienced group. They'll be right in the top 5 or 6, I think, this year also. And then our traditional rivals with Gettysburg was always a top 10 team, and Stevenson and Cabrini, it's their last go around, but I mean there's a big group returning for their last bash. And then obviously York, who's always in the top 10. I mean it's great game after great game, for a while here, and we got to be at our best.
What will it take for Salisbury men's lacrosse to be back in the national championship in 2024?
Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard.
Hard work, dedication, and not giving up. Going 100% every time. Doesn't matter if it's practice, lifts, even recovery days. We want to be 100%, even 110% sometimes to be the best.